Hello and welcome to Fresh Face One Shots. My name is Joey,
And I'm Jacob.
and today we are back with Wonder Woman by Tom King, the last tie-in to Absolute Power. Today this is issue number 13. Opening pretty strong. I think this is bouncing off of a Task Force 7 thing. If not, I could be totally wrong. I don't know.
It definitely is. I will say, couldn't help going in. I saw a tweet from, I'm pretty sure it was King who tweeted this, that this was a kissing book.
I didn't see that, actually. That's awesome.
And here's the thing. Here's the even worse problem. I recently read The Princess Bride for the first time.
Nice.
Which is just as charming as the film. But also, throughout this, all I could imagine is Damian Wayne as Fred Savage in Princess Bride.
Yes, I love it. Oh my god, yes.
Also makes it kind of sad that Peter Falk never played Alfred, because that would be...
yeah.
That would have been fascinating casting, but we're not here to talk about Batman, even though a Batman character
I was going to say, we pretty much are. We've got Robin featuring prominently throughout this whole issue, and the backups as well. But yeah, Steve Trevor and Diana Prince have reunited, and they are enjoying each other's company. And Damian Wayne, being very probably an asexual character, is very grossed out by this. So yeah. Damian Wayne's totally asexual, come on.
I feel like there's a story there that
nobody's told for some reason.
It might be too introspective, but I'd like to see it. Someone write me on my desk by Monday. Write me a pitch where we have Damian Wayne come out as asexual.
Write me the issue, the coming out issue of Damian Wayne, and yeah. Anyway, task at hand. We are here to free some prisoners from the island of Gamora. That's the name of it, right? Yeah, Gamora.
Yeah,
that's the name. Every time I say it, in the comic sphere, you're like, okay, yeah, Gamora. Wait, nope, that's a Marvel thing. Nope, no, it's not actually. We're here.
It's even a little more confusing for me because viewers will know we're also covering X-Men on the channel.
That's true.
Which is currently doing a thing with a Grey Malkin prison.
Yes, yeah, very different prison, but also in the Marvel universe where there is a character named Gamora, but spelled differently than the Gamora here. And oh no, I've gone cross-eyed. But here we go. Damian, Diana, and Steve are here to break into this prison and free some metahumans. And you know what? It's a fun time. It's really, really fun. It's a mostly action sequence issue. And holy fuck, do I love that moment when Diana squares off with all those soldiers. It's so good. Yeah, but that's basically what it is. I think
it is. So we talked a little bit about this before recording. So I am going to be honest, probably one of my Wonder Woman hot takes. I actually am not all that interested in Steve-Diana romance, as a thing.
I mean, it's something you definitely need to talk about when you're involving Steve in your story. You need to talk about their past together.
Yes. And
but also King has sent mixed signals and has definitely hinted at a potential Diana and Barbara partnership. Barbara Minerva, that is, of course.
Which is, I would argue, I don't want to say it's more interesting because Steve Diana can be interesting.
Yeah, and I think I do like how King has examined the relationship so far. I remember really loving that issue with the whole dream sequence with them together.
And it's especially interesting because this is the first time they've properly been together in the same room
since she was captured.
I want to say since issue. One of the very early issues.
That was issue 6, I think. I think that was when that happened. It's 6 or 7, somewhere around there. But yeah, so a lot has happened since then. And yeah, now they're here together. And yeah, but again, most of this issue is an action sequence.
I will say there are a couple of moments I like. I like the idea of Diana and Steve's relationship having no secrets.
Mm-hmm.
I also feel like that might be something that Diana could apply to all of her just interpersonal relationships.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense, because I think that's an interesting angle to go with.
Yeah.
And you have Damian Wayne here essentially as Fred Savage in The Princess Bride.
Yes.
But still very much Damian Wayne.
Yeah.
There's this moment where Diana just reveals Damian's secret identity to Steve.
Yes.
And Damian's reaction is fascinating. I feel like there's... And I felt this kind of developed over the last 2 issues, too. There's some interesting things to explore between Diana and Damian.
Mm-hmm. Which we are doing. It's
happening
in this issue. And the last one, which I gotta say, I called last issue. I was like, this is totally King setting it up for Damian's eventual sort of guardianship over Lizzie. Which, yeah, I mean, the backup story of this issue, not to get too ahead of ourselves, definitely is delving into that. But yeah, I don't know. I really like that. I like what King is playing around with here. It seems to me, am I reading this correctly? This is your favorite of the 3 tie-in issues we've had so far?
Yeah, I think it's also just the most... Well, the main story is... I have some potential reservations about the backup.
Really?
But it's dependent on how much of an unreliable narrator Damian Wayne is.
Damian Wayne is very much an unreliable narrator, and that is the whole point of that backup story. But yeah, I mean, I'm guessing you want to see the real version of the final scene of that backup.
Yes.
Interesting.
I you know what we'll talk about when we talk about the backup. Well,
yeah,
because I have this one. I have thoughts, and somehow I also think King actually. He went from not caring about the big event to putting a little bit of effort in.
Yeah, yeah, he actually writes out like a really solid chunk of it right here.
I'm like, oh, you're actually, yeah, it's
God,
so weird.
Can we talk about like my favorite moment though of the main story here, which is when Diana's facing off against these soldiers, and this fucking line says, "My name is Diana Prince. My mother was a queen. Now she is a god. I fight today under her protection. I wonder, friends, which god protects you?" And then she throws the fuck down, and it's so good. Oh my god! Like,
and she gets her arm broken for her trouble, and
yeah, totally. But like, my god, what a fucking line. And then
King immediately threw me. I'm like, wait, why is Detective Chimp here? Like, oh wait, we're
breaking out the heroes. We've got Detective Chimp. We've got Cassie here. I didn't expect to get Wonder Girl content in this, but hey, we're actually getting it.
It's very brief. We get a lot of very brief moments with a lot of characters.
I'd love to see some New 52 Wally representation. Thank you. Finally, love to see it.
We also have Plastic Man and Elongated Man
arguing over how much their stretchiness is painful. Which I kind of love that conversation. But yeah, number of heroes being broken out here and fighting against Waller soldiers. Also really funny. We're covering this, and this video is coming out before our Superman tie-in video, but this is definitely after that Superman tie-in.
Oh yeah, like
I mean that Superman tie-in also probably definitely takes place before the 3rd issue of Absolute Power, I would say.
Definitely. It's. I mean, that's just the nature of events in publishing.
Yeah, but anyway, we get all that. We get Zatanna coming through, opening these portals. I loved the moment of Damian contacting Zatanna and doing the whole backwards spelling thing with his message to Zatanna. I thought it was really fun, and also it's kind of a callback to the world's finest backups of Wonder Woman so far. The message saying, if I can remember it, oh god, wait, what is it? Sorry, oh my god, wordplay can be tough for those geniuses who think an S stands for hope. I read it earlier and I couldn't remember what it was. So
the only sad part is that it's just he's talking to Connor because John's
going through it right now.
John's going through it, and hey, please, Joshua Williamson, please include John Kent in your next few issues of Superman. Please and thank you.
It could also be an Action Comics thing, but it's probably a Super End.
I don't think so, because Action is currently doing stuff in the vague past, I think.
Well, that's only for Gail Simone current arc, which is...
Is that only for Gail? Okay.
Yeah, which is only like the next... I think only like the next Action Comics issue coming out, and then in October...
I know Simone was only did like this doing like a 3 issues, or 3 or 4 issues.
Yeah, because they were doing that Superstars lineup thing, so...
yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, we close out with some more smooching between Diana and Steve, and Damian being all about it, and yeah, closing out here, bringing us into our backup here, the secret origin of Trinity, daughter of Wonder Woman, which I was so taken aback by when I saw that title. I was like, oh wow, it's not World's Finest for once, and also, what? But what this really is to say is that Damian wants to tell Lizzie about where she comes from, which is simply, in short, a recounting of the latest 2 Absolute Power tie-ins for Wonder Woman with Damian and Diana. But it's Damian telling Lizzie the story of Damian and Diana traveling together in this time and finding Captain Boomerang and all that. But we get this really great scene here towards the end of this backup here. That is obviously, the thing that we need to focus on, because otherwise it's just a recap, and it's Damian being an unreliable narrator.
It's as presented. It's Damian is the events certainly happened.
Oh yeah.
Just in the way that paints Damian in the best possible light.
Yeah, because compared to say like the main story where he's being a bitch to Diana and Steve for spending time together, in the backup, Damian's telling him he's like, oh, how nice. So yeah, very different.
It's Fred Savage at the end of Princess Bride as opposed to Fred Savage at the beginning of the Princess Bride.
Yeah, but we see at the end here this really great scene where Diana asks Damian if she would be a good mother, and I would like to think, I think it would be the actual version of how this story happened. I would like to think this is how the scene went down, because Damian says, if you were to ever have a child, they would be the luckiest child in the world. To which Diana sheds a single tear and says thank you. And I think it's very much written in the way that Damian is telling the truth at that final scene. That could not be the case as well, but I'm pretty sure this is the truth here.
Also, my one reservation is, again, this could be a lie, and I kind of hope Lizzie's not necessarily I don't want this necessarily to be that Lizzie is, in fact, Diana's biological daughter. I feel like there's a tendency to have our DC main heroes pair up and have kids, and I don't think Diana needs that.
I mean, I'm okay with it happening.
See, I think it could be equally as powerful if Lizzie isn't necessarily related to Diana, but is still her daughter. If that makes sense.
I mean, I'm fine with either way, honestly. But also, apparently, we're getting this kid next issue. So
yeah. So
who's to say?
Please don't have the next issue be a big ending with Steve, I'm pregnant.
No. I think she's literally being born next issue.
Oh, okay. So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, like it has been promoted as the birth of Trinity. It's happening. Okay. So,
right.
I guess we'll find out though. I guess we'll see what it's all about. But until then, check out other Fresh Face one-shots that we do. We cover Superman by Joshua Williamson, obviously this. Batman the Brave and the Bold by Various, because, anthology. Also next month, we're finishing up the Summer DC event of 2024, going into fall. Absolute Power, with the final issue next time. As well as the final issue of the Batman miniseries, Death in the Family, Robin Lives, the alternate timeline in which Jason Todd survived, is ending next time. Been a fantastic miniseries. Strongly recommend it. We also, just yesterday, as of this coming out, put out our coverage of the Zero issue of Batman: The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween. I'm just going to call it The Last Halloween. It was a reprint of an issue that came out a few years ago, but I think very important to recontextualize it as a Zero issue. And also, just
an issue that I hadn't read.
Yeah, and if you haven't read the special since it came out, just fucking reread it. It's so good. But yeah, we're going to cover Last Halloween as it continues to come out for the next 10 months. We're also covering Uncanny X-Men by Gail Simone, and myself, I am covering on Fresh Face Solos X-Men by Jed MacKay, which is also having a couple tie-ins to Uncanny X-Men. They're doing a crossover event in December that we're going to turn into one-shots for X-Men by Jed MacKay for that month and a half-ish, and then it'll go back to solos. It's a whole thing. Keep up with it all, hopefully. Also, check out the main podcast, Fresh Face Comics. We have coming up Flash Fall. We're doing 3 episodes of Flash in a row. We're finishing up New 52 Flash, so that's like end of Francis Manapul, Brian Bucalato, and all of Rob Venditti and Van Jensen. So it's a lot of Flash things coming up. Check it all out. Also, our link trees will be in the description below. You can follow us wherever you want to follow us. Subscribe to the channel, Blood Unit Studios, and I think that about does it. So thank you all so much for watching. Until the next time, this has been Joey Morgan.
And Jacob Licklider.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.